Started on that couch, couldn't catch my breath. Rob's got the Stoke voice, Ben's coaching best. Emma joined the crew, brought balance to the mess. From zero to hero, community blessed. And we are live, that's how we start. 3 voices strong, 1 beating heart. Couch to coach, we're building art. Every step we take, we're playing our part. Keep running, that's what we do. Keep running, me and you. Keep running, through and through. Keep running, the whole crew. Keep running, dreams come true. Keep running, I'm talking to you.
And we are live. And we are back after feels like a lifetime that we haven't done a podcast. It feels like a lifetime since we've done a podcast together. It feels like a lifetime since we've actually done a podcast at all. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
As you can see, we are joined by... Is it Ben? Ben? Coach, is it? Is it the Dodgy Brummy coaching?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know what month it is. I don't
Christmas,
know who I am anymore. No idea.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Emma?
I'm good. I'm really good, thank you.
So we've got a few people already on YouTube. So Happy New Year to the Running Gardener. Happy New Year to Caroline. Hello, Rob. Hello, Happy New Year, James Mitchell. We've missed you as well, Ben Freeman, over the Christmas period. We have missed you. I was meaning to put some more episodes out, but I never got around to it. I have still got 3 episodes to put out for the Running Festival.
I'm sure you've been saying that for about 6 months.
I know, completely honest with you. I thought, I'm going to have a break. I'm going to have 2 weeks off where I just don't think about, kind of think about the podcast because there's bits on the podcast, Instagram and things like that, but not exactly putting podcasts out there. We did a bit of a Christmas Day special, but we're back now. So back into the swing of things. Back at work. Are you back at work today? Both of you?
Well, I'm back at work, but I've reduced my working hours. So I've gone into 2026 semi-retired.
But how can you? Is it semi-retired?
It is, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Is it just one day that you're not doing?
Yeah. So I've gone down from 5 days to 4 days.
So how many hours is that over the week?
30 still.
Yeah.
I was 37 and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
But with everything else I do, all my side hustles and whatnot, I'm still working a lot of hours. So
Yeah. So you haven't semi-retired. You've semi-retired from one job, but you've picked up another job and then another job and then another job. So you're actually doing more, but less days. That makes sense for your normal job, proper job.
No, I'm not doing more at the minute. I'm just having a bit of time back in preparation for if things do become more in the future. But
of all the things that you do, put them in a priority list for us.
How am I prioritising?
The most important things that you do. So we know you've got a job. We know you've got a Airbnb. We know you've got a podcast. We know you like to run. You do something at a gym as well, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Hit classes at a gym.
So prioritise them.
My family and being at home more and being present.
The family as well.
So that's the priority. That's number one. So that's why I've reduced my hours so that I'm more present at home. That is number one. Why? So I've reduced my hours so I can be more present at home. And I suppose what I wanted to do is, even though Oliver's at school and Dan's working on that Friday, when I'm going to be at home, that can be the day that I get out and do my long run or do other things, so that when they're at home at the weekend, I'm at home at the weekend.
Long run Friday?
Could be, yeah. Who knows? I'm just toying with it at the minute.
You haven't asked me if your long run can be on a Friday yet.
Wow. I've got a few
She's asked
things
her
to
other.
ask you
She's asked her
about,
other coach.
We've got a few things to go through with this training plan.
I have a little bit of time off for Christmas and other obvious reasons, and everything goes to shit.
It does, yeah. Thanks, Ben. I've not put a bleep in for weeks. The first podcast we come back, I've got to put a bleep in straight away. We have missed you, I must admit.
Yeah.
I love doing the podcast with Emma, but I think we lost a kind of critical mind, I suppose, because I was talking about my running, Emma was talking about her running.
A what now?
A critical mind. So
feedback, constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. Because I could just say, yeah, I've been out for a run. This is how it felt. This is how it did, and this is what it did. And Emma fed back to me as a run leader, but not as a coach. And I think that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that coach input. So we are glad that you are back, and you've got a lot of nice for people saying that they love the t-shirt as well. Is it? That's a jumper, isn't it?
It's actually. It's actually.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas present from Rach. It's the Wim Hof method, which I've been doing a lot of, which is Wim Hof breathing and ice bath, cold water therapy. It's been very enjoyable, but I won't say it out loud because you have to put another beep in. But
I will, yeah. Can't have two beeps in the first 10 minutes.
Wim Hof method. It's a game changer.
I am hoping to get myself an ice bath again. I do. That's one thing that I do miss.
You don't need an ice bath.
No, a bin. Just a bin, big bin like you've got.
Yeah,
I've seen your big bin.
Get to B&Q. Get yourself a bin.
I am missing that one aspect. Genuinely, when people ask me what is and I find benefit from a lot of avenues. It's good for recovery. It's good for your muscles, but it's also good for when I get up in the morning. First thing I do, well, I used to do, I haven't done it for ages, is get into the ice bath or the pool when I had the pool out. And it's because it's cold, completely clears your mind totally, because all you're focusing on is your breathing. And that's, as Ben has already said on his jumper, breathe, mother effers. And that's all you can focus on. So
it's good.
I do miss that.
It's been a lifesaver for me the last few months, actually. Been good.
Can imagine. So, how has Christmas been? Have you had a good Christmas?
It already feels like it was ages ago. It's gone. We've de-Christmased. It feels like it was ages ago. Had a good Christmas.
It does feel
but
like
it's gone, hasn't it? Over too quick. I suppose
all this build up. You have all this build up. You're getting prepared for it. You're buying presents.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement, pressure, stress, and then one day, well, a couple of days. You can call Christmas a couple of days, really, can't you? Because Christmas, Boxing Day, and all that. But after a couple of days, it's just all forgotten about.
I think with Oliver being that bit older, he's not as excited as younger children, and you don't get to do as much with a teenager as you do with the younger ones, where you go and see Santa at the grotto and you go for breakfast with Santa and things like that. So I think for me, there's not that excitement and build up, because Christmas is just it's Christmas, and it's you miss having little kids when you've got a teenager. When you see little kids getting excited, it's like, oh, Oliver was like that once.
Yeah.
And now he's just
Arthur got really excited. Santa dropped his wallet. Silly Santa dropped his wallet.
You went down that road. Did you buy one of them?
No. Santa dropped his wallet. If there's any kids in the car, maybe you just want to turn it down slightly, because we did this last time. But yeah, or if there's any kids in the vicinity, not just in the car, other people listen to it, not just in the car. But yeah, we bought a wallet. It was a proper wallet. We'd had money in there. It had a flying license. It had Santa's bank card. It had a picture of Mrs. Claus. It had stamps in there. It had a receipt from Froster Coffee. It had a receipt from Riedel instead of Lidl, with buying carrots and mince pies. And it was honestly his face, because he would just put it down. I forgot about it. Actually, put it down. Opened all his presents. Had so many presents. I keep chiving him along because I wanted to go for a party. And I was like, "Come on, Arthur, just open it." And then halfway through, he goes, "Oh, what's this?" Picked it out from under the tree. I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And he's like, "It must be Santa's." And then Santa sent him a postcard saying that he could keep it because Papa Alf had already sorted him out with a new one. So it's currently in his bedroom, showing all his mates and all his family, and he's proper proud of it. So it's good.
Cute.
But yeah, how's the running going? Because it has been Christmas, and have we been running? I know that you. Shall we talk about you actually first, Ben? Because we haven't spoken about your running for a while, but you've also had an injury as well. So let's talk about what's been happening prior to the injury, because I know we spoke about it on the podcast, and we've been to watch you doing the 10K and the races and the cross country that we went and saw you. What do you think's happened for this injury? Is it something that you've been building up to, or has it been niggling you for a while, and then it's all of a sudden started hurting?
I think it's been a real mixed bag for me actually in the last few months, because I think the last time we actually saw each other was probably just after my mum died. I think you came to Stoke. No, I came to Stoke and I did a cross country at Betley Farm.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of cross country and absolutely loving the cross country with the club and putting some really good, strong performances. And the thing with cross country, a little bit like North Staffs, is the races come quite quickly in very quick succession, normally on Saturdays at 2:00, and it's every other week. So I think in the space of when that started, kind of early October, up until when I saw you, I was running really well. And you try and pick that momentum through, but you kind of have like a lot to recover from. If you're doing like a session in the week, like a track session or a threshold session, and then you're racing on a Saturday. So my track sessions are on a Thursday. I tend to get into a habit of resting on a Friday, doing a cross country race on a Saturday, and then doing a long run, and then kind of trying to find time to recover. So it's a lot. And this is the thing with the North Staffs that we'll talk about as the podcast goes on throughout the year, with us all doing that. And a lot of listeners doing it, but you kind of follow that momentum. So I got to, it was the 13th of December, and there was a cross country county championships over the woods over the road. That was on the Saturday.
Over Warley Woods.
Worley.
Worley. I always say Warley. Why is it? But is it? It's spelled W-A-R, isn't it?
Warley.
Worley
Woods.
I say Warley.
So it was the Worcestershire and Warwickshire County Championships for cross country, and it's basically an opportunity for you to get selected for representing. For me, it would be Worcester, because my club's in Worcestershire, and you basically have to be one of the top 6 men or women in your age category to be selected automatically for the Worcester County Championships, and then they select other people based upon their cross-country performance across the year. Anyway, I was the second home for Halesowen in that cross-country, did a really good run, but then also on the Sunday, there was the Telford 10K. Now, for anyone that's ever done Telford 10K, it is an absolutely rapid 10K course. It's a really nice run. It's done on like a disused kind of old railway line, really nice and flat. And you get a lot of like elite runners go into it. I've never seen so many people look like elite runners at a race, but they do like 3 waves. So like it's a normal 10K, everyone goes off at once. They do 3 waves. So there was practically 3 10K races on in that morning. I was in wave 2. No, wave 3 actually. Same route.
Everybody does the same route.
So they start one, and then 40 minutes later, the next one started. So there was start times all the way from like 9:30 till 12.
Is that on people's predicted times though? So the elite runners go in the first wave, then so on.
So you put your start time in, put your finishing time, and then they put you in a wave. Yeah. There was waves
is that because it's so popular with like elite runners then? Yeah.
Because it's so popular with elite runners, but because there's so many entrants that do it. So like the first, I think they said something on the day, like it was and statistically you can check this out online, there was something like 30 runners that achieved a sub 30 10K.
Wow.
And
Wow.
you've got people there like the Welsh runner, Matt Rees, and Andy Rayner, who's the Forest of Dean runner. And then you've got some really like top end elite runners. Samantha Harrison was the female, like she came second. She's a real top class female runner. But anyway, I had an opportunity to run that on the Sunday. So I did cross country on the Saturday and I ran that on the Sunday. So I did the 10K, Telford 10K with tired legs. I PB'd, got 36:25, which was like, I was over the moon with, because it was like a minute off my 10K time, which I've always, for such a long time, wanted to try and get under 37 minutes, but never did I expect that I'd go 36:25 on tired cross country legs. But I knew, I said to you guys when I saw you in Stoke, all this cross country work would translate to a really good road time.
Yeah.
So I did those 2 races, was on top of the moon with those performances. And then my mum's funeral was on the Tuesday, the 16th. So basically I had to take the Monday off because I just weren't into running. I knew I had to have a rest day. And then I didn't run on the Tuesday because of my mum's funeral. So I knew like I had 2 days rest after 2 hard runs. And then just to clear my head, and because I wasn't at work, I said to Rach, like, I stopped at my dad's on the day of my mum's funeral. So I was like, I'll come home, I'll pick you up, we'll go to the track and we'll do a run. So Rach did like an easy run. And stupidly, I don't know why I did it. Instead of just going there and doing an easy run, I did a session. So I did 6 times 1K. And
That's the day after doing a 10
No,
10K.
2 days after. So I did
2
the
days
cross
after,
country.
so
Effectively, I did the cross country. I did Telford 10K. I had 2 rest days, and I did a session. Now,
So this is Wednesday.
This is the Wednesday, but now I felt good. My legs were fine, but it was quite cold. And I did the session, and I was running really well. Felt really good. My threshold paces were like not feeling hard at all because I've got this new kind of level of fitness which I've absorbed from all the training. I got to like the last 30 seconds of the last rep and I felt this tightness in my calf, and that was me done for like 2.5 to 3 weeks, and I've literally returned to running 2 days ago. So you go to this point where it's typical with running, you achieve this great level of fitness, this high of loads of confidence, and then all of a sudden something happens and it kind of knocks the wheels off, and it's really frustrating. But this is running. But I feel like I've done the right things with the running to get back to running. I've been really sensible with it, which we can talk about in a bit. But I have had a big setback today, so I think I'm probably on the shelf again. But
wow, what's happened today?
What happened?
So I did.
He went out and did a marathon session.
No, I didn't. So this is the thing. I'd kind of gone out and injured myself, and I was like, okay, well, let's see how it goes. I'll have a few days off, and I followed all the advice that you read and what I know, and that was to like rest it, strengthen it, don't run, get on a bike, use a rowing machine, don't be tempted, don't be blowing bubbles, don't be like tempted to test it every couple of days. And I just thought, I'd give it a bit of time, and then it was like, get to 2 days where you walk in and you've kind of forgotten about the injury, and then you can try and slowly return to running. But so I did like 30 minutes of running down my road, walking back up, running down my road, walking back up. Great, no problem. Then I did the next day, which was, I did like 4 minutes of running, 30 seconds to a minute of walking. And this is all at easy pace, and that was fine. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll do 30 minutes continual running on the grass, so it's not a lot of impact. And I'll throw in a very slight incline because like it's, needs to be loaded up a little bit. I did that. Night, Oliver. I've missed you, Oliver.
Say good night.
Good night.
It's talks on the podcast now. I like that.
Yeah. We've
got back
gradually
from the
stepped.
gym.
We've gradually stepped up. While you've been away, Ben, we've gradually stepped it up. It was a wave at first, and then it was night, and then it's good night.
I like it.
Next time in a month, he'll be on the podcast.
Hood down. Special episode, special segment. So I basically, so then I did this and I loaded it up with a bit of like very, very steady incline, like one side of the park had a very slight incline, no reaction to it. And then because I'm a little bit stupid and I've got this thing with the cross country and there's a race on Saturday, I kind of targeted that I'd come back to this week.
There's a race this Saturday for a cross country.
So there's a cross country race this Saturday. So I kind of said to myself over the Christmas period, if I have like 2 to 3 weeks off, bring myself up gradually, do what I've been doing, there's a chance that I'll make this race on Saturday because there's a cross country cup for Halesowen, the club, like a handicap club. And you basically compete for points, a bit like North Staffs. And I was top of the group, like top of the league. And I know that if I compete in all of the races and I do a decent time or a decent positioning, because you get points for each position, I'll be in a chance for winning this cup. And it's a big deal. Like, first season in it, go and win that. So I was like, I can get back for Saturday. So what I did tonight was I put my cross-country spikes on. I went to the track, and there's like a grassy bit around the top. And it's got nice soft snow on it because no one's really been on it. And I thought I'll do a 15-minute warm-up. The only thing I haven't tested it with since was a bit of like speed work. So I went there to do 3 lots of 6 minutes at threshold. And I did 1 lot of 6 minutes at threshold. And then I just felt like it tightened up a little bit. So I stopped completely, did a cool down because that was a sensible thing to do, is just to see if I get the cool down. I've done the cool down, which I've managed, done a few stretches, and it's just gone really tender again. So I'm kind of thinking I need to give it another few days. And then James Mitchell's put on there that he's had 11 weeks off with a calf injury.
He had 11 weeks off, came back, similar to you actually, because I've seen it on his Facebook and his Strava. Came back, did a couple of runs, thought he was okay. He'd done loads of strength and conditioning work. I've seen that as well. And then the injury seems to have crept back in. But hopefully he's getting to a point now where he's starting to get, hopefully, correct me if I'm wrong, James, that you are starting to get to a point of where you might be able to get out there and run again. Hopefully.
I think the positive thing is, like, from my knowledge of this, is that if you have like let's say you do an injury like this and then you have 3 weeks off and then you go out and you run and you feel a bit of a strain, it's not you back to square one.
No.
As long as you're sensible and you stop straight away, which I did. What you've got like a little bit of weakness because of the injury, and you need to gradually introduce the load. So what I've done is I've gone probably a little bit too soon for a bit of speed work. And I know that it's not as damaged as it was before, because when I damaged it originally on the track, I couldn't even complete a cool down. It was just too tight. But I've managed to do 10 minutes easy after the session. So I think I'm okay for easy running. And it's just the tendons and the ligaments and the muscles or whatever it is that's impacted by whatever injury you've got. It's quite a lot to ask it to go through a session at that high intensity. So I'm kind of having to look at my targets and think, well, I've probably got to resign to the fact that I'm not going to make Saturday's cross country because there's no point, because my bigger goal is to run Manchester in April.
I was going to say that.
I possibly even need to look at Manchester in April and think to myself, well, forget about sub 3 hours for now. It's an outside chance, but the key thing at the moment, because it's like 14 weeks and the marathon training was supposed to have started by now, like you guys are, it's to kind of say, well, let's just get back to consistent running. Let's kind of build the mileage up sensibly, not put the sessions in at the moment. And trust the fact that I've got a good training history because I've been running for like 20 years. And that my aerobic base isn't going to have gone anywhere in that period of time, or very little of it's going to have gone. And I can build that up. And as I get closer to Manchester, let's say 6 weeks out, if I ran consistently up to that point, I can then kind of make a decision, well, is this the time to go for the sub 3 hours?
Yeah.
But you've got to kind of protect what my bigger interest is, and that's like being able to run later on in life and have the happiness of being able to run. And the biggest thing for me is because I'm running Manchester for PSP Association in memory of my mum, I just need to make the start line.
And finish it.
Yep.
And that's kind of the objective now. And it's changed, but that's what you have to do when you get injuries, right? It's adapt.
Yeah. Similar with me with the hip, really. I know I haven't had it for a while. This is when I was away on holiday. But you feel it every now and again. You feel, it feels twinge. And then you think, I've gone back to square one. But then do a bit more stretching and it feels a lot better. So like today, even after today, I've been out and done 40 minutes. I've come back and it feels like it's moved up to my back. But then I stretch my back and I do the IT band stretching and things like that. And it feels okay. But you're conscious of it because you don't. But especially if you're out on a run and you feel it, you're overcompensating for it, trying to not to test it even more. So you slow down or you put more emphasis in your stride or whatever. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that.
I think the biggest thing at the moment for all of us and anyone listening is that if you are going into marathon training and you're targeting a spring marathon, the biggest thing you can do is to be really sensible. And I said it to you guys, it's about keeping your easy runs easy to make sure that when you are asked to do a hard run, you can do that. Because what we're trying to do is to build up a good endurance base, and that doesn't require us to put a lot of stress on the body because it's all about time on feet and really getting the body to adapt to the zone 2 running that we're asking you to do. But you've got to think that the biggest thing as well to get through a marathon isn't the actual race itself, it's the training, it's what you're asking the body to do. So the real big importance is strength work. And I genuinely believe that you haven't got to go out and run 60, 70 miles a week to do a marathon. You can do a marathon on 30 miles a week and a couple of days of good strength training and keeping your training quite specific. If you've got a target in mind, then you do need to be relative to that target, and that might require you to run, let's say, 50, 60 miles. But the biggest thing you can add in is strength training and looking after your recovery.
Here's an invite for you that will take your mind off the cross country on Saturday. Sam Reeve, come for a weighted walk with me on Saturday. I'll buy you a pint and a bag of crisps. That's a better invitation than doing cross country, surely.
When he says weighted walk, is that weighted with the weighted vest?
I'd imagine so.
You mean he's probably carrying him? Why would I go on a weighted walk? No, to be fair, he's been banging on about going for a walk, and I want it to snow. Oh, let's have a bit of snow for this lovely walk. And it snows, and he wants everyone to go for a walk.
I'll come out for a walk with you on Saturday. Probably not Saturday because I've already got something planned for Saturday. Going Biddulph Awards. What time's that start on Saturday?
Oh God, not till later on. You've got all day. I'm going to Edale in the morning. Oops.
Where?
Hang on. Why are you going to Biddulph Awards?
I've been invited.
Why?
Because I've been invited. Just thought
I didn't invite him.
Yeah, you did. Don't tell you that. You're the one who messaged me. I've been asked by a few people from Biddulph to go. I think they just want boost the numbers up, and they know I'm up for anything, so I'll go and just boost the numbers up a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I missed Stoke Fit's award ceremony. I always enjoy an award ceremony. We're going to NSRRAs the week after. I do like an award ceremony and celebrating everybody's running. So, and I know a fair few people from Biddulph. So the people that hopefully win awards, I'll know them and I can congratulate them. So yeah, I'm going. And it's pie and peas as well. So I'm always there for a pie and peas.
It's what?
Pie and peas.
Pie and some peas.
Pie and peas. Do you have pie and peas where you're from? In Birmingham?
No, mate.
No. Okay. Anyway, Sam says, really want you to come for a weighted walk.
And he really wants me to say that comment, and I'm really not going to.
Anyway, shall we talk about mine and Emma's running? Because we've briefly touched on it because you said about us starting marathon training, because we have officially started our marathon training block on the 31st of
December.
Yeah, so we
officially before started. We talk about it, can I quiz you on some of the things I've said before we started it?
Yeah, of course you can.
All right, here we go. What's the most important run of the week?
The long run.
The long run. The easy runs.
Yeah.
If I tell you to do 90 minutes easy, can you both take it in turns to tell me one thing that you should aim to do?
Yeah.
Rob.
Me go first?
Yeah.
Keep it easy in zone 2.
Emma?
No more, no less.
Yeah,
Good.
I was going to say
Yeah.
keep it at 90 minutes.
I like that. No, those are the two main things you've done.
Oh,
Well.
right,
You've
so
done
right
well.
then. God, think of anything else. Run with,
Panic over. We've
run with
passed.
run in the
Yeah, you-
fields with a sheep. I don't know.
No, you passed the test. I'm happy.
That's all right.
I'm
then.
happy. Let's talk about it then. Let's go.
Okay, do you want to go first, Emma, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So, like I've already said, our training officially started on the 31st of December, and I have been involved in something that Helen Ryvar has set. So, Helen Ryvar is doing another streak. She's not doing 1,000 half marathons consecutively, but she is doing another challenge. So, before I go into talking about my training, I'm just going to play a video that Helen has sent me to talk briefly about what the challenge is and how you can get involved.
Hi everyone, it's Helen Ryvar here. Hope you're all well. Happy New Year to you. As you all know, I am the Guinness World Record holder for running the most consecutive half marathons, running 1,000 days in a row and completing this just last year. This year, on the 1st of January, I launched a new challenge with Streak with Helen called Streak 365, and I'd love it if all of you would get involved. The idea is to run a minimum of 1 mile a day every day this year with me. You can be any age or ability and do this anywhere in the world. To join in, you must join in by the 5th of January 2026. And to join in, head over to Facebook, join my free private Streak with Helen group, and also head over to Strava and look into challenges for Streak with Helen, Streak 365. Hope to see you all on the start line tomorrow. Take care, folks. See you soon.
I've got to ask you a question.
Go on.
So I love Helen, and she's such a great lady for the running community, and
Cheers.
she does these fantastic streaks, and the community that she has on Facebook that she gets behind these streaks is brilliant, because there's a lot of people that she would have got into running
Oh, yeah.
just by this community.
Yeah.
You're doing a marathon.
Yeah.
And you've just answered a question. No more, no less. What happens when you need a rest day?
I plan to do as much as I can. If I do a month, if I do 2 months, if I need a rest day, I need a rest day. Even if it is that I go out and do Jeff. So we have to do a mile a day, at least a mile a day.
You can walk it though, can't you?
You can't walk. It's got to be faster paced than walking. It's got to be Jeffing. So you can go for a walk run. So you could go out for like a Jeffing session, if that makes sense. But it's got to be a mile a day at a faster pace than just walking. So even if I go out and do a mile, which 10 minutes worth of, 10, say if I'm doing Jeffing, 12, 13 minutes worth of training. But I might not do 365
What if you get an
days.
injury?
But if you get an injury, you just have to stop. You can't be involved. If you have to stop, there's no enforcing it. So she's not going to turn around and say, right, I'm going to.
With the risk. Just ask.
If I could get an injury training for a marathon anyway. So you're never going to know, are you? You're never going to know. If you're going to train for a marathon, you might get injured like Ben has, like I did with my hip. I wasn't doing anything particular then. So you might get hit by a bus tomorrow. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm supporting it, and I'm going to try and do as much as I can. It officially starts again because there's been a bit of the logistics that have stopped it from happening. I started on the 1st of January, so I'm up to day 5, but it is officially starting again tomorrow. So if anybody is interested in getting involved, either speak to me. I'm happy to give you some guidance. There's a QR code that you can scan that you can look at all the rules and regulations. It's hopefully going to be an official Guinness World Record attempt. The most people streaking around the world, not just in the UK, but around the world at the same time, at least a mile a day at a faster pace than walking. And like I say, Helen reached out and asked if we'd support it from a podcast point of view. And I said, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to support it because Helen has been on the podcast more than once. We've even named our Strive Our leaderboard from her. So more than happy to support Helen. She even came up Snowdon with us, didn't she, Ben? So
no, I think it's fantastic. As I say, like, I think Helen's great, and the stuff that she does is brilliant. The Facebook community that she's got is brilliant. It inspires a lot of people to get running. So I think it's definitely something you should get involved with. I just wanted to question you, Rob. That's all.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And if I feel like I need to stop, I will stop. And there's no. If I get to 360 days and there's 5 days left and I get injured and I have to stop. It's not. And like I say, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so it might be that I get injured anyway.
I remember last time you running up and down the road outside your house with Arthur looking at you through the window because you had
just to get a mile. Yeah, we did 50 days last time, so I'm hoping to get more than 50 days this time. There's a lot of people doing Red January as well, which is a similar kind of thing for a mile a day, at least for the January month, because it is like the most depressing month ever. So just before I started talking about my marathon training, I thought I would just let you know about that. But on the 31st of January, I was told to do 40 minutes easy in strides. I did 40 minutes easy in strides. So box that off. I've got a kind of route.
I'm going to grade you at the end of your bit as well, because I like doing that.
That's fine. We have had conversations about my heart rate and is it in zone 2 or zone 3. And I don't know why, but my heart rate always is quite high anyway. I think it might be something because I don't know if it's because it's cold. Is it because I'm so tall and my body's pumping the blood harder around to get to my legs? I don't know.
Can I ask you a question? Is your anemia now under control?
Well, I'm actually having a review, so I'm due to go and get a review because that might be one of the indicating factors. Actually, I had thought about that because I am feeling breathless more so recently, but I had a bit of a cold, flu kind of thing a couple of weeks ago. It didn't really impact me much. I didn't have time off work or anything. I was okay training, but it really does impact on my breathe. And if I breathe in a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago, when I breathed in really heavily, I could feel it really tight on my chest. It's not so bad now, but yes, I am getting it reviewed actually. So that might be interesting to find out if I need to carry on taking the medication or not. Day 1, I failed. Because day 1, I was supposed January the 1st, day 2, sorry, I was supposed to not do anything, but I'd already organised, and you already knew about this, Ben, that I was coming to do part run. So I'm blaming the coach for that one.
I'm just glad that you came to Birmingham and you actually came to see me.
Rather than seeing just my other Birmingham friends.
When was that? The Thursday?
The 1st, January the 1st, so New Year's Day.
Yeah. And you were supposed to do what?
Nothing.
I was supposed to have nothing. I was supposed to have a rest.
Oh, so is your plan different to my plan?
Yeah, I presume so. Is it?
But
yeah, so I had a rest. I had a rest day planned. I had a plan for that, but Ben knew about it, and I went out and I didn't run with Ben. The plan was I was going to run with Ben, but because of the injury, I ran with Rachel instead. I had a lovely chatty run. I think I chatted her ears off. So it was really nice. It was lovely though, because I haven't really ran much with Rachel before. The only time I ever ran with her was the first time we ever met when we went to Trenton. So it was lovely just catching up with Rachel.
And it was good actually because it was good because she's not done much running lately. She's focused more on her running and like little bits on the here and there, but she's really focused on like Deadly Dozen. And she actually said after running part run that she really wants to get back into running, and she's probably going to join Hales Owen with me and get back into a running because she'd enjoy it. But really funny moment of part run. We were walking down to the start line from the car park, and Rachel went, "Oh, I think it's my 50th part run today."
Yeah.
So they were doing the race briefing, and they do the usual thing. Has anybody got any milestones? And Rob shouts, 50, and points at Rachel's head, and everyone turns around and looks. And then she finished, and she went, "Oh, is that only number 49?"
No, I pointed out to her. I pointed out to her because I had to scan her barcode off my phone. I said, "Rachel, you thought it was 50. This is only 49."
Imposter.
So if she goes and does it this Saturday, she'll get a 50th. So we did that Woodgate Valley Park Run. Nice-ish park run. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst I've done. But yeah. So that was day 1 of the Streak 365. So day 2 of 365 was 45 minutes easy. So did that. 45 minutes and 52 seconds easy. So I completed that. The 3rd of January, which was the Saturday, park runs were cancelled. So instead of a park run, I went out and did a park run myself. Should have been 45 minutes easy, I think. But I went out and did 33 minutes. So I was 10 minutes short. Although I did say that I did the park run, so that's made up for it. And then that was day 3 of the streak. And then first long run of 2026 on the Sunday. Took it nice and steady, and that was the one that we were talking about where the heart rate was on that Saturday morning, because my heart rate was quite high. Whereas on Sunday I really tried to concentrate on keeping my heart rate quite low, really steady. If I was going too fast and my heart rate started to spike, slowing down, not stopping, not walking, but slowing down. I had to stop a couple of times because I needed a wee and I needed to get myself a drink of water. But really concentrated, trying to keep it nice and steady. And I did 1 hour 35. That was just to get home. And then tonight, really didn't want to go out tonight. I must admit, I really, really struggled because it was a snow day, very, very snowy where we are. Have you had much snow in Birmingham, Ben?
Quite a lot, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have as well. And I thought to myself, I'll get away with it. But then I thought, well, I need to go out.
It's like it snows at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up.
It snowed, wake up, and there's more snow, and it's like, crying out loud.
So I was
Rob,
like,
did you go with Stoke Fit tonight? Or
no, so Stoke Fit was cancelled. So they cancelled all the runs tonight. Yeah, because of the snow, and they cancelled by yesterday. So I thought I'll just go out and do 40 minutes easy. And then I thought to myself, this is going to be interesting to try and do strides. So I did my strides, which, I quite enjoyed actually. Slipping and sliding, doing my strides. I must admit, trying to go from really quite fast to really slow yourself down. But I enjoyed it actually. It was really nice. I think snow makes everything so much more pretty. Even in Stoke-on-Trent, where you've got like no prettiness really anywhere. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. There isn't much prettiness in Stoke-on-Trent, especially where I live.
Not your neck of the woods, anyway.
No, Sneed and Green, Stoke in Hanley. And Biddulph isn't that much better anyway. But so, see, you didn't even correct me there. You normally say it's Biddulph more, so you admit you're from Biddulph.
Well, that's just because I ran in Biddulph today.
So it made it look a lot prettier, and I enjoyed it actually. So I think, other than that one time where I didn't do the 10 minutes, I did 33 minutes instead of 45, and the park run where
and that was on Saturday, was that?
No, the park run was on New Year's Day.
No, when did you do 30 minutes instead of 45?
30 minutes, yeah, it was on Saturday because I wanted to do a park run. I did 3.11, which is a 5K.
You still
why couldn't you do the extra though?
I don't know. I can't remember why I didn't do it. I just didn't.
There's no excuse.
There isn't any excuse. No, you're right. It was just I thought I'd go out and just. Well, actually, I nearly just went out and did a mile just to keep the streak going, but then I thought, no, I need to do a bit more. So.
Do you know the biggest problem with when?
No, actually, I know what it was. I know why it was. So Jake Peart did his challenge on Saturday, and he was doing 5K every hour for 12 hours. Yeah. And I tried to go down and find him, but couldn't find him. He obviously went and did another route somewhere. So I thought to myself, I'll just do 5K around Forest Park Lake, around Goose Pony. So,
but why not? You just carried on.
I know. Well, I don't know.
So this is the thing. Do you know the biggest problem with not doing the time?
Go on.
It's not the physical aspect, because like if you do 30 minutes and you're supposed to do 40, your body's not going to go, oh bloody hell, I didn't get that 40 minutes. I'm not going to give him that fitness. The body ain't going to care. But you know what does? Do you know what you're not doing by doing this?
Cheating yourself.
No, psychologically, you're giving yourself a get out clause all these little moments through the training program where you go,
and there will be many. Don't worry. I know there will be many.
I'm running up a hill and I can't be bothered. I'll walk this little bit, or I won't do my strides. They all add up. And on the day of the marathon, when you need to push and you need to find that little bit, you'll go, nah.
Just taking something what Emma said earlier, I could have injured myself. In them 10 minutes where I should have done a little bit extra, I could have injured myself. So that's why I thought to myself, I'll stop now before I go further and injure myself. And yes, by the way, Ben Freeman, I did wear trail shoes today in the snow, and they did really, really help. I saw loads of kids. There was loads of kids. There was about 4 or 5. I'm not trying to divert from this, by the way, Ben. You can come back to it in a minute. There was 4 or 5 kids.
We will.
14, 15-year-olds all coming towards me, slipping and sliding on this piece of ice. And they stopped me and says, you really need to be careful on that ice, mate. I was like, okay. So I carried on running, and I didn't slip or slide at all. And I heard them saying, Moody, how have you done that? I have a trail shoe.
Cool story. But anyway, do you know about like stopping? No, just do as you're told.
Yeah.
Do as you're told.
Well, to be fair, I don't think I've done that bad.
No, and for that reason, for missing that 10 minutes, you're going to get a B-.
Okay, well, I'm happy with B-. I've got C's and D's in my GCSE, so B- is bonus for me. I'm happy with that. Anyway,
but yeah, you've done well. The only
Thank
thing
you.
the only thing you've needed to do, and you've addressed it very early on, and I think it's easy to do, is to got a little bit carried away when we said do the easy run, and I think you ended up with like half an hour in threshold.
Yeah.
Out of the whole like run itself, so it's just dialing that back a little bit. And this is the thing, it's just little. The thing of a coach is to give you that little bit of correction.
Yeah.
Like you will get moments
steering that shit.
Yeah, and you will get moments where certain runs feel really good, and you just push a little bit, and you get a bit carried away. But we don't want to risk that carrying on for too long. So it's like giving you that bit of feedback and pull it in early, and then we can focus on building this zone 2 endurance base.
You've not noticed though, I haven't been swimming. So I haven't been swimming since Christmas Eve. I need to get back in the pool because I don't know why I haven't been swimming.
And you need to buy a bike.
And I need to buy a bike.
Have you signed up yet?
Yeah, I signed up. Yeah, that's all signed up for now. I did that a couple of weeks ago. Black
14th
Friday.
of June. It's in the diary.
14th of June, yeah. So I've got 6 months. But I need to get myself back in swimming. I've got my last swimming lesson, if it goes ahead tomorrow, depending on the snow, if I can get there tomorrow. And then it's coming along. It's coming along. Laura's bought me some, I talked about it on the Christmas Day. No, Christmas Day.
I was going to say Speedos.
No, Laura's bought me some
flippers.
No, headphones that I can wear in the water. Some similar to shocks, but not that bone conducting, not shocks, but similar to shocks. Just see how they help, because I find it really boring. Go on.
Out of Manchester Marathon, sub 4, and triathlon.
Nah, sub 4. I've said sub 4:14, 4:15, not sub 4.
What's the priority, Manchester or the triathlon?
Manchester is the priority, is to try and get sub 4:15. That is a priority. But I want to do a triathlon, and I want to be able to do a triathlon well.
Focus on the marathon.
Yeah.
Maintain your swimming where you can.
Yeah.
And get a bike and get comfortable on the bike. And you'll find the triathlon quite easy.
I haven't got a target time for the triathlon yet, because I don't even know if I could start it, never mind finish it, because my swimming is still not anywhere near where I want it to be. But I haven't got a target time for the triathlon. I just want to say that I've tried. If I don't finish it, I don't finish it. There's no pressure on that. I don't want to put pressure on myself to say I've got to finish it. I'll finish it, but I don't. There's no particular time where I want to get sub whatever, because I've not really thought about it. So the priority is Manchester Marathon. I'm doing that for charity. So I'm doing it for the combined charity. I am tying in the triathlon as well to the charity work, but combined have put me into the Manchester Marathon through the charity. So I'm going to start raising money. If anybody wants to sponsor me, I'll put the link in the bio. but I'm raising money for combined charity because I know where the money's going. I haven't been down to see them yet. I was going to go to the allotment a couple of weeks ago, but it was storm something or other, so I didn't manage to get around to going. But I know where the money's going, so I know how much it means. So Manchester is a priority.
Well, you've started well. B-. Emma?
Okay.
Let's get this cringe moment out of the way first, shall we? We know what's coming, don't we, Rob?
We do know what's coming. 18 miles of what's coming.
So
Don't do any more, don't do any less.
I failed on day one. So the training plan started on the 31st of December, and I decided to go on an 18-mile trail run instead of doing my.
So was it a trail? Because in the message you said it was a walk, more of a walk. Was it a trail run or was it more of a trail walk?
There was a little bit of running and a little bit of walking.
What percentage would you say?
It doesn't matter. 18 miles on your feet over that amount of time
That's
isn't
very
an
true.
ideal way to kick off a marathon training. We talk about
James
Rob
Mitchell.
10 minutes and chance of getting injured.
James Mitchell says, "Why is Emma looking so nervous?" That is the whole reason why
Now you
Emma's
know.
looking so nervous. Now you know.
Because I failed on day one. So can I just elaborate? So my friend Graham is doing the spine in 5 days, and he wanted to do
Good luck,
a
Graham.
recce of part of the course, and he had asked if myself and some of our running friends would go and do a recce with him. Now I owe Graham because when me and Jack did Escape from Meriden, he came to us at the end and supported us for the last 10 miles. And if it wasn't for Graham, we probably wouldn't have got the gold and got to where we needed to be.
So what do you owe? So you owe me then because I brought you pizza. So where are you going to come on
Pizza.
doing?
I owe you a pizza.
You're going to come and do 18 miles with me.
No, I'll just get you a pizza.
I'm not going to do 18 miles anyway. Don't worry.
So that's why I did it. And it was tough going. And I'd said to you guys a week or so ago that I'd experienced some pain in my IT band. And actually on that 31st, it started again. So I did afterwards, and towards the end, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And I felt really, really guilty, especially when I hit save on Strava, and within 30 seconds, I got a message off Ben saying failed. I was just like, literally, it wasn't even
I'm
a
always
minute.
watching.
We'd walked into a pub, I'd hit save, and by the time I'd ordered my drink, I'd got a message saying you failed on day one. And I was like, I failed on day one, and now my leg is absolutely killing me. What have I done? So I did feel terrible, really, really bad. However, I'm okay now, and it was a good day out, and the views were fantastic, and we've made some nice memories. So it wasn't on the plan, and I am sorry. However, since then, I think I've been pretty good, because the following day, I went and did the New Year's Day park run. So I did the 40 minutes plus strides there. So what I did is I got to park run early, did a warm-up lap, went straight into park run, kept my heart rate in zone 2, and finished with the 6 strides. So that was the Thursday. So I was happy that I did that. So I was just a day late. So we should have been starting on the Wednesday. We should have had a Thursday rest, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what I did is had no rest, basically. I, on the Friday, did the Easy 45. So got up early and did it to see the sunrise. So went from home. And that was really nice. Really enjoyed that. Where I live, you get the most amazing sunsets and sunrises. And I'll bit of more. I'll get up at any time to see it. And then on Saturday, it was supposed to be another Easy 45, but I did 60, and I confessed straight away as soon as I saved the Strava. I was like, I'm sorry, I've done a little bit extra, but that's because
that's not bad compared to 18 miles. That's at least only
So
15 more minutes.
because it was a Saturday, it was park run day, and I wanted to do the park run and I wanted to do the 45 minutes. So what I decided to do was run to park run from the gym, did park run, and then ran back. And it's 2.5k there, 2.5k back. So it worked out at 10k, and it was just an easy 60. So that was really nice. Really enjoyed that. And then my long run on Sunday was absolutely fantastic. Really, really happy with my long run. So I got 10 miles in, 1 hour 33 minutes. So I did 3 minutes extra because I wanted to round up to 10 miles. And according to Strava, 80% was in zone 2, and I was happy with my pace because so this is what I want to talk about. So I managed to have my pace at a higher pace than what you've set then, whilst maintaining a really low heart rate. So if I'd have done the pace that you set, I probably would have been zone 0. So what I want to know is,
Zone 0? Is there a zone 0?
I don't know.
But zone 0, zone -1. Just
in these situations, what should I do? Should I just ignore it where it's telling me I'm going too fast and stay because I was at a comfortable conversational
No, I
pace?
ignore that anyway.
Yeah, but I was conscious of it, but I knew I was still in
I'm
zone
always on
2
the
at
high
the faster
end.
pace.
Yeah, so
I think,
if you're looking at your zone, if you're looking at that actual run between 121 and 150 beats per minute, that's your zone 2 threshold for that's based on your maximum heart rate of 185. You're in zone 3 for 17%, which over 10 miles is 1.7 mile, isn't it? So you're in 150.
Yeah, and that would have just been a bit of elevation and a little bit when I started.
There's a couple of things to take into account. So the heart rate zones, so the pace and the heart rate thresholds in the app that we use, which is Garmin Clipboard, which is a coaching app for Garmin users. It basically takes the data from your watch, which is your maximum heart rate, and then it also uses a threshold pace and threshold heart rate that I've input from when we've done our testing time trials. So there's a couple of things there. Is that obviously is going to, at some point, the idea being is as your fitness improves, they will become out of date. Not the maximum heart rate, 'cause it pulls that straight from Garmin, but the time trials, it will become out of date. And the idea is as we get fitter, it will get better. So you should get that return of a faster pace for a lower heart rate. And that is a sign of improved fitness. What we need to be very careful on with heart rate is we know that if you're in zone 2, you're building endurance. And that's the idea for a marathon. We want to build the endurance. However, the difficulty when training to heart rate is there's so many variable factors. So you've got things like sleep, you've got things like terrain, you've got things like the weather, you've got things like how hydrated you are, how well you've been eating. Stress comes into play. For females, it's things like periods. All that sort of stuff impacts your heart rate. Now, to just go, I've done one easy run and my pace is faster and my heart rate's lower, and changing that is not the best thing to do. What I think you can do is, you've got license on your easy runs to go, okay, I'm supposed to be in zone 2. That's supposed to translate to this pace range, but I'm taking the decision as the runner, listening to my body, that I am still easy and I am running faster. I'm going to continue at this pace, regardless of what my coach says, because I know that my heart rate is in zone 2. If we then sustain that for, let's say, a week to 2 weeks of running, and you as the athlete come to your coach and say, look, this is too slow now, we can go, well, yeah, because over the course of a week or 2 weeks, your sleep has been variable, your diet might have been, stable, you've run in different terrains. Like, for instance, at the moment you go outside and it's a little bit harder to run because of the snow. It's colder, so your body's not getting to such high temperatures, which impacts your heart rate. So there's lots of things we take into account. And then if after that point we've had a discussion and gone, I am running faster and my heart rate is maintaining a low range, we can then shift that up a little bit. And we don't need to do a time trial to do that. What we can do is to kind of look at a week's worth of running and say, well, you've been running 20 seconds per mile faster. And if we took that 20 seconds per mile faster and your heart rate went up to, let's say, 150, we can then assess you at a new threshold. And that's kind of what marathon training is. Well, any training, and that's what having a coach is. It's athletes' feedback and coaches looking at particular runs and going, well, actually, now I think you're best placed to make this change, rather than just going when you've not got a coach. Is you run yourself and you go, oh, I'm finding this easy. I'm going to start pushing the pace a little bit. And for somebody that's not coached, that goes out and does an easy run, and then easy pace is normally 8-minute mile, and they go out and they run one run and they go 7:30, but don't take into the fact that it's all downhill and they've had really good sleep for 2 days, they will just change it and they'll keep pushing and end up injured. You've got to take the bigger picture and then say, well, now we can change it. So you're on path to change it. And the answer to your question on the runs is do what the body is telling you. And if after a couple of days or a week or two, we still find it, we can then change it.
Yeah, and I kind of on Sunday when I went out on that long run, I knew I was running with friends and I knew it was going to be chatty. So I was in my head, I'd got run to feel. So I knew what pace I needed to be at and I knew what zone I needed to be at, but I was conscious that I wanted to feel good. So when I finished it and then I looked at the stats, I was like, wow, I've actually ran a decent pace for the majority of zone 2, chatting the whole way through it, and I was really happy with it. I felt really good after that run. I enjoyed it. Really.
So Ben's putting pressure on you. Ben Freeman says, does that mean Emma's marathon time will be more like 3:45 or lower? I think it should be.
No, just sub 4.
No, I mean, look, it's a very good point, because I think what happens is when you go through such a long training block, you can run really well and you can start going, well, actually, I am running really well. I'm going to start pushing the pace and this is what I'm going to aim for. And you can sometimes run the risk of pushing too hard. I think what you are in a position to do is you'll see gradual improvements. And if we get, let's say, 8 weeks through the training block and we think actually you are on course for a bit of a quicker time, we can then make a decision. Do we have another 5 or 6 weeks where we try a specific pace that is at a faster, and you then, as the feedback to that says, well, actually, no, I didn't really feel comfortable. I didn't enjoy that. And we just stick to your target, because there'll be nothing better. There'll be no better feeling than turning up to Manchester, having a target of sub 4 and running sub 4 and being really, really comfortable. And then going, actually, I'm going to do another one in the autumn and I'm going to go for 3:45, because the idea of doing the marathon is doing it, absorbing that marathon, absorbing all that training and walking away with a much stronger fitness, so that it's not hard. And what you can then say is, I'm not just someone that's done a sub 4 marathon. I can consistently do a sub 4 marathon.
Yeah.
Every time I do one, I'm going to be sub 4. That's guaranteed, because then you start looking at 3:45s. So it's
There's another thing. I was looking on Strava, and on Strava you can see your top 10 times. So I was on Sunday thinking, right, I'm going to do 10 miles, even though it says 90 minutes. I'll get 10 miles, and I think I was 1:33, and that's now that's in my top 10 mile runs. So I was like, I might start trying to chip away at some of those distances and improve the top 10 performances. Does that make sense?
What should naturally happen over the course of a marathon training block is that you'll notice comparable runs get easier and potentially quicker. And when we start adding the specific work, because you're going to do the specific work, let's say a long run of 90 minutes to 2 hours, and you'll do 6 miles at marathon pace, you'll start to get little wins within those runs. Like you might get, oh, this is your longest 10K, this is your fastest 10K run, or whatever. You know, it's looking at the process over the outcome. And I think what you need to do is the process is looking at each individual run, ticking that run off, coming away from that run feeling comfortable. You won't feel like you've moved like massive ground necessarily, but you'll come away from it going, I've done that run, I'm proud of it, box it off. I don't feel tired, I don't feel achy, I'm not injured, move on to the next one. And
you know what, my Garmin recovery time last week was really, really low. And I think that was because my runs were all easy. Whereas normally I'll go out and I'll run hard, and then I'm absolutely knackered and my recovery time will be high. But my recovery time has been really low. And I was like, that's got to be because I'm just easy running.
And this is what we kind of want. We want your running to be done, and we want you to be able to recover quickly to put more work in. But we want your easy runs to be easy, so that when we ask you to do the hard interval sessions, which are going to start soon,
you've got that behind you that you can bank.
Exactly, you can do that, and you can walk away from it. And you shouldn't do an interval session and feel like completely taxed. You'll feel tired, but you should be able to bounce back. And there will be days where we start stacking the long runs on in the interval session where you feel really fatigued and you feel really tired. But that's where the importance of right nutrition and hydration and sleep comes in, because it's when we do that we maybe go, okay, you are a bit tired, let's have a down week, because that's the body's way of recovering and absorbing that training before we go again. And it's, again, the reason why having a coach to take you through something like this is so important is because it's not an off-the-shelf plan where you can't have that feedback relationship and go, actually, I think it's time for me to have a bit of a rest. Because there's nothing wrong with having that rest, because that's where the training improves.
Here's a question for you from Rob Morris. So Rob Morris has also said, Ben, that was so informative. It makes you realise there are a lot of things to take into consideration. This is what we've been missing. We've been missing this coach input. But also, he asked the question, do you all find that you put too much pressure on yourselves, and do you then not enjoy your running? My answer to that is, I don't enjoy the running anyway. I just do it. I know I do. There are times where I think to myself, I really enjoyed that run. Like tonight, actually, where you're running and I'm just taking it really, really steady. And yeah, I don't think I ever put pressure on myself too much, because if I don't finish, if I've got a goal, don't get me wrong. When I first started running and doing the marathon, my ambition was to get sub 5, got 4:55. I was really, really happy with it. But if I didn't get 5 hours, I would have been gutted, but I wouldn't have been putting myself under too much pressure. I think when you start putting pressure on, it's a good thing, but also it can be a bad thing if it's always the same, always, all the time. If you've got like a half marathon ambition to do a half marathon goal, and also beat your 5K, and also do a marathon, and also do a triathlon, and also do an ultra marathon under specific times. And that's why I've only got one goal of 4:15 for Manchester rather than a goal for the triathlon as well. And the ultra marathon that do at the end of February. My ambition is just to beat it. But I don't think I don't personally think, I don't know about you two, I don't think I put pressure on myself to do anything in particular.
I do. I've set a goal and I'll put pressure on myself to go and achieve it. But I think that's because I've got quite a competitive personality. So I'm kind of competitive with myself.
Never.
You're
not we don't get that inkling at all, do we, Ben?
Not in the slightest.
I don't know where that you've hidden that well for the last 6 months.
Well, it's all out now.
I think the biggest thing...
We know you're competitive.
I think the biggest thing with it is you've got to look at why you run. And I'm so guilty of putting a lot of pressure on myself. Like, I've done it and it's led to injury this time, and I've done it in the past.
But I think you said this the other day to us. I think you said it to me on Saturday on the park run New Year's Day. Because you're not able to run, you can feel your mental health dipping.
And this is it.
And that's the one thing for me. I'm never as good with my mental health as when I'm running. When I had that hip injury and I was going through bad times anyway with me anemia and all this cancer scare and things like that, I was at my lowest point for a long time. Plus I couldn't go running. Plus I couldn't go running. That's the one. And I put this on Instagram the other day. When I go for a run, it completely clears my head. It gives me time to think. Gives me time to think about what I'm going to do for the rest of the week, and it proper improves my mental health. I don't think about it when I'm actually running that it's improving mental health. But when you've finished it and you've done something and you've achieved something by going out, even if it's a 4-mile run, even if it's a 2-mile run, even if it's a 1-mile run or jeffing, you've achieved something, and that proper improves your mental health.
I mean,
Yeah.
my final thought on this, and I think you've got to look at it, is what is the reason that you run for? And you've hit the nail on the head, because the biggest thing that you need to become good at running, and whatever your standard of good is, it's the same, is consistency.
Yeah.
Now, if the very first episode we ever did was about consistency, the big problem is when you put pressure on yourself, like I've done, inevitably what happens is you get injured or you overtrain. Overtraining is a real thing where your motivation goes. And it happened to me last year. I couldn't be bothered to run. I gave up running, essentially, to focus on strength training and all that sort of stuff. The biggest killer of improvement is overtraining and injury, because you lack that consistency that you can't maintain when you're injured or overtraining and lost your motivation. What you need to do is to take all the pressure off and think to yourself, right, the reason I run first and foremost is for enjoyment. Run for enjoyment, but know how to structure your training week by easy runs. Don't be scared to do a harder session, but forget what the goals and objectives are for a second and just think, if I do all those things right, if I remain consistent and I enjoy my running, that means getting out 4, 5, 6 times a week, whatever that might be. But I know that if I put a long run in a session and I enjoy it, you are going to get fitter. It's science. There's no two ways about it. You will get fitter.
And there's a few comments in the chat about NSRRA, and that potentially could put pressure on people because it's being competitive. However, I think it's a good thing because it doesn't have to be competitive. You can just go and just run your own race. And Julianne said it. I hate having the pressure of other expectations of me, but I just think stay in my own lane. And that's the bit that I think is a really important. Run your own race. I look at my racing, and then when I do All Sager on February the 1st, I will try and go out and I will try and beat my time from last year or the year before. So, and just on that, we just want to say to people, if you haven't joined NSRRA and you are thinking of joining NSRRA, please go and join. It's only £10. So if you do one race, you do 12 races, you do more, it's only £10 to join. And then obviously you've got to pay for your races as well. So please go and join on the website. I will put a link to the website in this bio for the description of this podcast. If you go, and you'll see us there because we're all joined. We're all ready for it. We're all hopefully.
I won't be there at All Sage.
You won't be there at All Sage, but we'll be there for the next one. I think usually after that. But yeah, I think I've always said this. I think you should just run your own race, and if you beat yourself, you beat yourself. If you beat somebody else, you beat somebody else.
What's the big saying about comparison, Rob?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
It is indeed.
It is. It genuinely is. And I am a competitive person at times, but I'm not overly competitive to the point of where I need to beat people at races. And what I love about NSRRA is people are competitive. When you see somebody run past you with an F on your back, for me, you think, bloody hell. But at the end and before the race, everybody's chatting in the same group. Like Lord Trevor, I get on with Lord Trevor so well. Ben Freeman, I get on with him so well. And I think it only gets to a point of if it's starting to impact on you as a person and you are being competitive and ignoring people beforehand or ignoring people after, I think that's when you start to think to yourself, this is probably too much for me. So, I'm not going to labor the point because I could go on forever about it. But if anybody is interested in joining NSRA, please go and join because it is a really good league to be in. And for me, the most important thing is community, because you see other people from running groups that you probably wouldn't ordinarily speak to. So go and join if you're thinking about it. But as long as if you're in Group F, you don't beat me. Thank you. So, what's Emma's grade for this week? Taking in consideration the 18 miles, taking in consideration the extra 15 minutes she did.
It's got to be a B-.
What? Same as me?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Emma gets a B- because she did the plan largely. She did go over slightly. No,
Slightly.
hear me out.
Over slightly. Over. Are you?
That was a new
Oh,
one.
let's go.
I thought he was about to do
whoops.
his Oliver segment then. He was about to get it.
There's over slightly, and then there's over slightly.
No. She went over, but going under is heavily weighted. Not doing what you should be doing is a mental weakness, and that's heavily weighted. That's why you got a B minus.
So technically, I've done more.
Can you say that again?
Because I did a part run. So technically, I have actually done more than I should have been doing this week.
No, basically, I would have had Emma at a B minus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I potentially would have had Rob at a B. But I don't like his mental weakness and not doing 10 minutes.
I'm happy with the B minus. I've told you this before.
Because
I'm quite
Emma
happy.
gets
Season
a
D's is
B
what I'm used to.
minus for doing 18 miles more than she should have done. Right, so that's where the benchmark was. Rob actually did a really good training week and potentially would have got a B, but because he's mentally weak and didn't do those 10 minutes for some bullshit excuse, he ends up with a B minus.
Can I just quickly talk to you about my training plan for this week? Because I'm really worried.
She's got an 18-miler planned again.
I know we ran over a little bit, but I just need to clear some things up.
So you said something earlier, and then you stopped yourself from saying it. On Saturday, you're doing something. What's happening on Saturday? Because is that what you're going to talk about?
No, hang on. So first of all, I've already had it authorised that my threshold session can be done on Friday instead of Wednesday.
You're going to do it.
Correct.
Yeah. So on the plan, before a threshold session, there's normally a rest day. So if I'm my first question is that if I'm moving Wednesday to Friday, do I still run on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
And then potentially Monday.
Exactly.
So my thought process would be, what have you got on Saturday? Because I know you didn't talk about that part then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet.
You said something earlier. I'm doing something anyway. Oh.
Because yeah. What's on the plan?
What's Saturday? No, forget what's on the plan.
What's on your plan?
Forget what's on the plan. What are you doing?
The Biddulph Awards.
No, in the morning you said something about beforehand.
So I've got to take somebody to Edale to run a race.
She signed up.
No, I haven't.
What's
That'd be
Edale?
silly. It's a place.
I know it's a place, but what's there? What kind of race is it?
The Spine.
Ah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I didn't know that.
The Spine starts in Edale on Saturday. Yeah, I'll pass that on to him. And
can we stop beating around the bush?
We're 1 hour 17. So just tell us what you're planning.
I was just thinking, whilst I was in Edale, I could just do a nice trail run on the trails. So I just thought it might be nice.
What's on the plan? What should you be doing on Saturday?
I think I should be doing easy 40 minutes.
Do that then. Do easy 40 minutes on the trails.
No, because what she's saying is she wants to do longer.
No, what I'm saying is when we get opportunities to go and do nice things.
Like an 18-miler.
No.
No, I wouldn't do 18 miles. I'd just do maybe 10. And I'm just saying when we get the...
What's the most important run of the week?
The long run.
So if the long run is minimum of 90 minutes on Sunday, and we're training for a road marathon, right? Doing 10 miles after a session,
and then the day before, supposed to be the long run,
is not ideal. If you absolutely must, then I would say your minimum is you need to rest on Thursday, do your track session on Friday, because you want to do the track session. I'm all for a track session. Yeah. Saturday, ideally, you wouldn't do 10 miles, but if you're Emma and you're going to do 10 miles, then do 10 miles.
It just might be nice.
It's nice, yeah, it's nice. And then Sunday, do your long run, but it's not ideal.
I know, but I just think
But if you're doing that, you're absolutely.
He's not telling you
you're
not to. This
No.
is what he's saying. He's not telling you not to, but he'd be disappointed if you did.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. You absolutely have to rest on Thursday. You absolutely, because otherwise you're doing no, Oliver again. Otherwise, you're doing a run on Thursday, you're doing a track session on a Friday, you're going to do a 10-miler on Saturday, you're going to do a long run on Sunday, and then you're going to run again on Monday. And then when's your next
Okay.
rest day?
so.
It's
Hang on.
It's a lot.
If I'm moving Wednesday to Friday, Friday's currently a rest day. So double rest day, Wednesday, Thursday, double rest day.
This is why you're dicking around too much, and I wouldn't agree with it.
Let's talk about this
Yeah.
off podcast. Probably easier because we are
I said
1
I
hour.
had some questions.
Yeah, 1 hour 20 into the.
And on
into
that
the
note-
podcast. On that note, find out next week if Ben is disappointed. If Emma did actually run 10 miles in Edale, did she have 2 rest days in a row? And does she get an F or a U? Ungradable. And on that note, we will see you